I probably shouldn't be out here with my hair loose, seeing as how many bugs it is about. These honeysuckle this year, they're not that sweet. Uh, but what did I want to come on here and talk about? I wanted to come on here and talk about something. I don't forget what it is. This honeysuckle got me captivated. I have seen way less bees in the area this year. Y'all seeing bees? I'm not. I'm scared of. These may taste like beer. Oh no, they was sweet. Sometimes when they real yellow, they be them fermented. Ooh, tastes like beer. Oh well, maybe that might appeal to some of y'all that drink beer. Anyway, so as I munch on these honeysuckle blooms, we got to move. I done knocked all them out. Missy Grando said when they was kids, they couldn't get up on the honeysuckle. Y'all can see it. Ain't a bee over here. Not one. And this is not, like I said, this is not normal. If you have some honeysuckle in your area, take your children. Them just come out on them. Let me see, can I show y'all what I'm doing? So the blooms be 2 blooms each. You pinch the very end off, and then you suck the little honey out of there. It's nectar down in there. That's what the bees be after. So get your 2, pinch the end off, and suck that honey out. Ooh, those were real sweet. They had a lot of them. You want to wait till the flowers are open. And these things, they got a lot of pollen on them, so they're fairly good for you, actually. You see here, come here to me. They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide. All right, y'all. I think, ooh, now here's one more cluster. We're gonna do one more cluster. But while I'm doing, I'm gonna talk about peppers. So I always see people planting peppers, and that one kind of broke on me. And that didn't have nothing in it. Anyway, I see people planting peppers and they never mention this. So peppers and tomatoes, both of them are what? I'm gonna wait for y'all to holler out. Holler out, class. Peppers and tomatoes are both what? Okay, the answer is nightshade. If you said nightshade, pat yourself on the back. So why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up now as well because now is a time when a lot of people are transplanting their peppers. Golly, I wish they'd quit breaking. When they break, you don't get all the little stuff out of them. Now, people, I'm mentioning this now because a lot of people are transplanting their tomatoes and peppers. So, people always say plant your tomatoes, bury them real. Y'all excuse these motorcycles and things. They say bury your tomatoes real deep. That's well and fine. But when they transplant their peppers, they don't say that. Y'all ever notice that? They said, now plant your peppers the same depth as they were. Now, years ago, I see a whole nother cluster, but we're not gonna fool with that. We're gonna go back here. Years ago, I did a video where I showed, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, got y'all looking out very well, where I showed how if you bury the stem of a pepper, it will grow roots out the side too. I'm gonna do my best to try to link that video and maybe put a time stamp in there so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Peppers will do the same thing as tomatoes. So if your peppers get leggy, don't worry, bury them. And when I say you can bury them just as deep as you bury tomatoes, not only difference being, you know, our tomato stems are fairly flexible. Pepper stems won't be as flexible, okay? So when you bury those, don't try to lay them down and bend. I mean, you can try that if you want to, but you run the risk of breaking your pepper stem. And that may prove to be the end of your pepper, okay? So, and even though these little everbearing mulberries is the tiniest little something, just as sweet, just as sweet. I can't wait till the mulberries get a little bigger. Anyway, you may kill your pepper if you break the stem, so I don't really recommend all that laying and bending unless you think you can get away with it. But don't say I didn't warn you. But you can definitely bury that stem. For instance, I got some peppers right here. All of these are peppers. That would be considered kind of leggy. I'm not gonna bury those. I'm not gonna plant those at the same level they are. I'm gonna drop them down and bury them down further. So y'all don't be afraid to do that. Your pepper will get more roots on that stem, and it usually, for me, ends up in a healthier pepper plant. Okay, so y'all keep that in mind when you're doing your peppers. Y'all excuse me, I'm looking at some okra over here. Y'all keep that in mind when you do your peppers, that you how about this? If you're worried about it, try it with a couple of peppers, and then the rest of your peppers, plant them how you usually been planting them. And later on in the season, sweep some of that dirt away from the base of the ones that you bury, and watch. I'm telling you, you're gonna find roots down in there. You're gonna find roots. Now let me show you this. I didn't show you on camera, so I know how it is. Sometimes when you don't see stuff on camera, it's hard to believe it because people will lie, come up with all kind of stuff, tell you that they did and ain't did. But I'm gonna show y'all. So it got tall. Some more bend. Actually, what I'm gonna do is, instead of angling y'all like that, I'm gonna drop you down, put you over here. So y'all see all these peppers here? See all these? These are all of those La Rouge. Here's the one Cubanelle, but all my other Cubanelle seeds didn't come up. So these are all La Rouge. Every last one of these, and I did these about how long ago did I do them? About a week ago at this point, maybe 5 days ago, somewhere in there. I buried every last one of these. When I pulled them, they were in that. I done put okra in there since then, and okra didn't come up. No, they were in that sale. They were in a 6-pack sale. I done put something else in it, y'all. It don't take me long. Once I get something out, I put something else in. But anyway, these were the ones that were in that 6-pack sale, and I had more than one pepper per sale. I wound up with 1, 2, 3, 4 times 6. That's 24 peppers. So 23 of them are La Rouge, 1 Cubanelle. I don't know if this one's gonna make it or not. That was the weakest one. This was the second weakest one. You see, it don't even have true leaves, but it's still living. I buried all of this stuff as deep as it would go in this tray. So all of these, the roots is way down here at the bottom. That's where I dropped them down to, okay? And look at them. They look fine. And if I can, when I put them out in the garden, I'll try to show y'all the root systems or whatever, so y'all can kind of start seeing. I got some cucumbers coming. Didn't nothing come up out of these seeds, don't look like. And I ain't got one or something coming out of there. These was Dollar Tree seeds. I'm not saying Dollar Tree seeds ain't good. Now these seeds, the germination rate was fabulous. I dropped some peas and look like I got less than 50%. This a 9-cell tray. 4 came up, 5 didn't. Y'all see this here? Still got these, the white ones, and then the green ones, and then y'all see some more coming up. Citrus had more than one will come from a seed. Got okra back here coming up. Y'all, I ain't playing. At first my okra seeds weren't coming up. These get stuffed, Baker Creek. Look here. This is the seeds, y'all. This is the seeds. Look at my other tomatoes. Same soil, same place, same weather, same. This is the seeds. I told y'all about Baker Creek. They make me sick. And it's only certain stuff I have noticed. Certain stuff. Some stuff be fine, other stuff be trash. That baby, a lot of the African varieties. Let me show you this here. Baker Creek, African basil. What's taking that so long to come up? Look at my other basil that I got from my homie. Look at this is where this basil is. Let me go out here and show y'all. Y'all can get tired of me, but let me tell you something. I believe firmly, them people, because if you didn't know, Baker Creek, let me tell y'all this. Y'all gonna holler laughing at this. At least I hope you holler. Bear with me while I get this tripod together. Y'all bear with me, bear with me. Okay. So, as I told you, in my local area, I am active politically. So we have a political action group or whatever, and we got a group me chat. And in the group me chat, we have several different rooms where we have created a resource for gardening. Me and another lady, we created a resource for gardening because, like I told you before in my previous video, we suspect that here in a minute, especially those that are already impoverished, and some people who are not necessarily impoverished but maybe are lower working class, they may have some issues with food accessibility, or you know, you gotta pick what you're gonna pay. You gonna pay this bill or are you gonna eat? And we don't want anybody in our community to go without if we have the ability to help them. We don't want them to go without. Y'all hold. Okay, back to what I was saying. The postal woman was coming, needed me to sign for something. Okay, so like I said, in our group, we want to make sure that people, if they need access to fresh foods, and those that are gardening, if we have extra, we want to make sure that those people are able to get those foods. So we were in the group talking about that. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Leeks, onions. I'm trying to take survey of how many trays I got. And a lady in the group, and she a white lady now, because somebody asked where could they get seeds from. And it was the lady in the group flat out said, she started naming the places that I tell y'all. True Love Seeds, all those different places. These also are Baker Creek. All of these African varieties. I'm going to tell you like this, Motherland okra, the African okra, it don't come up worth a nickel either. It seems like all of their African varieties, especially, I'm going to tell you other varieties that don't come up well. Pippin's Honey Golden, Buena Mulata. Those are the ones from the black man. Because see, that's mainly what I have gotten from them. I mainly get some of the stuff that black people would get. And even the white woman in the group said, don't fuck with, excuse my French. Don't fool with Baker Creek, because they're always supporting all these extremists and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if they taking a whole lot of that profit they getting and giving that stuff right to Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I would not be surprised. But yet and still, when it comes to, they know who money they getting. Most of us that's gardening, I ain't gonna say it ain't no extremists that's gardening, but the most of us ain't. Most people that gardening halfway got some sense. You know, but do you think they care? That's why I said be careful where you spend your money. They sitting up these extremists. They done had these extremists come speak at some of their events and stuff. No. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for this stuff. And Baker Creek, like I said, they quality. They quality. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Have I been gifted Baker Creek seeds before? Yes, I have. And these melons didn't make it. But these did. So out of the 5 I transplanted, those 3 made it. But yeah, I'm not gonna, the quality is another thing. I think it's something when you have seeds that don't come up, people will turn around and buy those seeds again, thinking that it was their error, when in fact it was your error. You didn't do a germination test. Because you're not gonna tell me out of a whole brand new pack of baby orchard corn, not one of them came up. Not one. Not one. Out of all this African basil that I sold. And then this is the way it looks. This is some of the first stuff I sold. Like, it's just not getting true leaves, y'all. This is the way this look. Gabonese sorrel. Look here. Like, it's a little bit of, but look how it look. Look crazy. And you know, I'm not a retard. I know how to start stuff. Look. Look, do my red vein sorrel, do it look bad? Look this here. I can't remember what this is. But do it look bad? Oh, I think those are those ground cherries that I had planted. Yeah, I believe that's what that is. I believe them, yeah, them some ground cherry. But look at the roselle. Now this roselle got leggy. That was my fault. Left it in the greenhouse too long. These are some different peppers. All 4 of these rows was the same peppers. Them came from Baker Creek. Can't remember what pepper it is. It's the African version. I can't remember if it's a Tunisian pepper or what it is. Baker Creek. See what I'm talking about? I can't be fooled with them. I'm not fooled with them. They can miss my money. Now, I ain't trying to tell y'all to spend your money, but you know, sometimes I think twice. That's why I try to tell people because I'm gonna be honest, when people gift me seeds from Baker Creek, I do sow them. If I can get them to reproduce, I save the seeds so I can stop y'all from going to Baker Creek. I'm gonna be honest and say that. If you don't like it, oh well. You'll be all right. You'll get over it. I don't think we ought to be leaning on these companies anyway. I really don't. So, you know, it is what it is. But that wind feels so good to me. But shoot, that wind blowing. That wind howling. These squash over here, I don't know where I'm gonna plant my melons at, y'all. I don't have now a bit of clue. I got 2 in this pot. And I got 2 in this. Can't remember what in the world they are. But aren't they beautiful? Beautiful plants. Pigeon peas. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one 6. So I got 6 pigeon peas. And then these melons, can't remember what they are. Super old seeds. Look, now these want to come up. Ground cherry. See? They wait and come up on you later. That's the way they do you. That's the way they do you. That's all right. I'm going to plant them melon ground cherries and all this stuff right on together. Right on together, I'm going to plant that together. But yeah, y'all, we got to be vigilant. And we also got to make sure we stay on top of what we supposed to be staying on top of in this garden. Everything go fast in the spring, so I know it's a lot to do. You're starting your seeds, transplanting wherever you are in your journey. I know if you're in the south, you probably already putting stuff in the garden. But if you're in the north, more northern, colder climates, you're probably starting your seeds indoors or in your greenhouse or however you're doing. But y'all just bear with it. Stay on top of it. Grow as much as you can. Look at my stuff. But y'all do the best you can. Grow as much as you can. Good Lord. The way this stuff spread out like this, you can't help but think you're gonna get some fruit. Look at there. See, that's where the persimmon gonna be, right in there. See there? All of these are, a lot of these are starting, and we'll see how much fruit it's gonna hold. Hopefully it'll hold a lot of fruit this year, because I hadn't been, look at this. Child, I got my strawberries in organza bags. I'm not playing with these bugs this year. I'm not playing. I'm not playing with these bugs. And I haven't put them all in organza bags because they ain't big enough, but some of these strawberries, they kind of like they ain't gonna get very big, but I don't know. And it's funny, they already sending out runners. Here's some runners here. And y'all, if you got enough strawberries or got too many strawberries, and you know your stuff is starting to do like mine, I already starting to push runners, I might need to snap them runners off and let them focus on fruit. They should push another runner, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm trying to multiply these too. You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm gonna think on that. But if you got too many strawberries or whatever, y'all offer people out here strawberries. People out here looking for strawberries, especially new gardeners, and I don't want them getting this stuff like Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead showed. Cause see, some people ain't gonna know. Some people gonna go to the store and they is gonna get that dust, but they not gonna know that it ain't supposed to be like that. And I don't want them people to spend their money on that stuff, that dust, and they don't get what they're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? So if you got too many strawberries, especially if you got a variety that I don't have, which I don't really know what variety I got, but guess what? I'll take anything at this point. I actually got some strawberries coming, y'all, because I promise you I'm gonna try to do that as well. Once my strawberry population get high enough, y'all, I put some azomite out here. So if y'all wondering what this dust is, once my look at the guavas. Look at the guavas. Once my strawberry number of plants gets high enough, I'll offer you little plants. I really will. Because like I said, it don't make sense how these stores and things, they get over on you, these companies, they think they something. They think they something, constantly getting your money over and over and over again. Because you just pray and hope, I'm going to do a little something different this time. It's going to work out this time. It's going to do, and that stuff still die. That stuff still die. Did y'all see those peaches I had over there? Those peaches, that honeysuckle, boy, it's like perfume. You can smell that stuff everywhere. Let me check my graphs over here. Child, I don't know. Yeah, I think I suck at peach grafting. I don't think that one made it. It sure don't look like it. This one bud tried to bust and then it didn't do nothing. Peaches are harder to graft. Somebody told me that. They are harder to graft. I don't know. We gonna see. We gonna see about that. But look here. Look at here now. Look here. I'm trying to be gentle. I don't want to shake nothing off. Look here. See that one? Here's one. Where's the not saw nothing? There's nothing up there. My trees don't be loaded down like bull, but they get fruit. They get fruit. My tree ain't as big as bull's either. Look at that. I try to be careful when I come in through here because I don't think it's no fruit over here. It don't look like it. Look like it dropped everything over there. But I can't wait till those peaches are ready, y'all. Uh-oh, about to go down. So the orange tree, after it started looking crazy, y'all see all the limbs that them put on? All this stuff is new growth. And I wanted, like I'm telling y'all, you see this color green? This the color, unless you got a variegated or something, y'all citrus should not be lime green. It shouldn't. If it's lime green, I got a feeling you watering it too much. And so many people, my citrus, man, I done said this a million times. Please, if you know people that's struggling with citrus, share the video and tell them. I keep telling people, and I don't know what's, I have been in lives and everything. My citrus and citrus, stop watering it. It's simple. Y'all not doing nothing crazy. You watering it too much. Citrus don't like all that water. Look at the kumquat, all the new growth on the, see the new growth? This the old growth. This the new growth. See how it's doggone almost the same color? Let me go over here and show you my little citrus, my baby citrus. Y'all, citrus does not grow in areas where it gets a lot of rain. Southern California does not get a lot of rain. That's why citrus grow wild out there. Same with avocado. Y'all, the water the snot out of avocado too, it don't need all that. Avocado, the fruit itself is not full of water. It's full of fat and it's more fat than anything else and other stuff. Good, healthy fat, but fat. You get what I'm saying? So water and fat, fat is oil. Water and oil don't mix. Yeah, it need water, but it don't need water like that. What else? In Florida, like I told y'all before, yes, it rains a lot in Florida. You get hurricanes, you get all that stuff. They have sandy soils. Those soils do not stay wet long at all. The water runs right through those soils. So the tree gets enough chance to get a little bit of water and then it's a wrap. Y'all don't mind the azomite dust. I just want you to pay attention to the color. This is the color your citrus should be. It should not be lime green and all these old wild colors. All this pale stuff. That means your tree is too much water and it's too much. You know what I mean? A citrus tree will almost, look at this one, will let you know when it needs to be watered. Like I said, I need to water back here and get all this azomite dust washed into the ground. But y'all, your citrus should not be looking crazy like that. Now, like I showed y'all, the ones in the greenhouse, I'm unsure what that is. That's a genetic mutation. I'm unsure why 3 of those seeds popped up white. Which these seeds came out of Maywar kumquat. Maywar kumquats, I don't know if they're hybrids or not. I need to read and research. But 3, y'all saw them. 3 of them white. You seen the little babies? You seen how green they was? That's the way they should be. Out of all that stuff on that table, I water them once a week, and they are in coconut coir. Anybody know anything about coconut coir knows it dries out faster than regular soil. I water them once a week. I don't water them no more. You get to water them too much, they stop being green. They start being lime green. Then they start being yellow. Then they start being dead. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to pay attention. Anybody got citrus got to pay attention. People say citrus is hard. No, it's not. It's hard for people who water too much. It's hard for people who doing too much. Sometimes you need to chill out and woosah, breathe. Just breathe sometimes, you know. If you have a hard time breathing an hour before you go to bed, you need to lay in the bed. You need to breathe. That's what you need to do. That way you won't focus on watering your stuff so much. Your stuff ain't gonna die in 2 days. You know, it ain't 100 degrees yet. But I wanted to show y'all this one last thing and then I'm gonna get off of here. So this is full of peas. I don't know what type of peas. I think some of these peas is not meant. Like, I think some of these are like mange tout, where you eat the whole pea and you're not supposed to really shell it. Yeah, that's what these are. How do I know? Because the pod isn't fibrous. The pod isn't fibrous at all. It's real tender and sweet. It's delicious. And it chews up really nice. That's sweet like candy. That's like candy. I can feel it when you walk. Anyway. Oh, we got one ready. Yesterday, y'all, I was out here just eating. I mean, it don't even make sense. Now, these over here, these are meant for you to let the pea get big and shell them. Remember what those are intended for. I had one late bloomer. That early rapini. One seed didn't germinate. It finally germinated. And it looked like the roly-poly's gonna leave it alone because they don't know it's nothing in that bed. So it looks like I may, if I get one plant. That's all I need. That's all I need is one plant. But I wanted to show y'all this. So I came out here and I tied these around the cage because they was leaning so far this way. And I came out here to check on them this morning. And I want to show y'all what I saw. Thought I saw it from the back side. No, it's over there. It's over here. So these are my Tepper ones. Y'all know these my prize peas that, you know, Native Seed Search, they only want to sell the seeds once every 2-3 years. But hey, this they prerogative. They can do what they want. So let me tell you a little bit about the Tepper 1 peas. So Tepper 1 peas were grown by some indigenous people that lived in the Tepper 1 area of Mexico. I believe I have that correct. Well, what is modern day Mexico? These people's origins is so old that area was not known as Mexico back then. It was known as, I think, Tepper 1 or something like that, something similar to that. And so therefore the land was called that, and therefore the people were also called that. Okay, but y'all see this flower, don't you? It finally went to bloom, and that's what I was showing y'all. But so Native Seed Search always is selling seeds. They're a non-profit organization and a seed bank, and they always sell seeds. Most of their seeds are indigenous, native, drought-resistant crops. So they offered these seeds, I think 3 or 4 years ago. I didn't get my hands on them. They were sold out by the time I tried to get some. A guy grew them. He said they were the sweetest peas that he had ever grown, ever. And from then on, I wanted these seeds, and they finally offered them again. And I got the max you can get is 3 packs, because they won't let people monopolize and everybody get, they don't want big growers getting all the seeds and then nobody else can get any. So I planted 3 packs, 1 pack per bed. As y'all can see, the growing habits, they get very tall, very pretty. You can't eat the pea shoots. The pea shoots do taste good. These leaves are slightly sweet and taste a little bit like peas. I don't know what kind of bug that is, but I'm gonna research that. But if you look in the new leaves, see these those are gonna be buds. If you look here, those are gonna be buds. So you can start seeing that's just leaves there. A lot of times, like if they're folded up like that, but they're puffed out a little more, you can tell whether it's gonna have buds in it or not. Like this one. This one has, see, 3, 4, 5 buds in there. So they're getting ready to start up. Here's another one. Gonna be 3, 4, 5 buds in there. So we gonna get ready to have some Tepper 1 peas, y'all. I'm excited, because at first I was like, I know doggone well I ain't finna grow all these peas and don't get no peas out the deal, because they was getting so tall. But I've had peas do this before. I had some peas way back in the day do this, get this tall and then not y'all excuse me while because these want to grow out this way too. I think in the evening they follow the evening sun. I think that's what yep, here goes some pods there. So like I said, a lot of times if you see where the new growth is coming in and it looks kind of fat, it's probably because there's some buds in there. The buds don't lay as flat as the leaves do. But I harvested out these green yesterday and made some dinner. I'm probably gonna harvest off them again. But look at these. I don't know how big the peas and these are supposed to get, but I tasted these yesterday. I think these are kind you're supposed to eat the whole thing too. Just as sweet. Just as sweet. And look at all the peas you get. And it's steadily blooming. I'm gonna go down here. This one got even more. Y'all can see my great northerns are starting to climb. When you have your stuff, if you don't have strings, which I may come through here and do string. Look at him laying over there. Hey bud, that cardinal doing? Anyway, look here. See this here? These, I mean, peas all over. And these are stringless too. They don't have, a lot of peas have old string out. Delicious. Sweet. So sweet. I think I got some chicken in there. Maybe make some chicken Alfredo. Look at the ladybug on there. These are peas. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point it gets some aphids on it. But I don't really care. I got ladybugs out here to do them, beat them for me. But y'all see that? And then over here, I'm gonna show you one last thing. I'm gonna let y'all go. Cause this video, oh, it's 21 minutes, ain't too long. Well, now they're in the first half. But anyway, I dropped some Roma 2 beans. I dropped two beans. There's one of them. Here's the other one. I don't know if a roly-poly's probably got to the top of that one. I don't know what it's gonna do, but I'm gonna leave it. But y'all, let me see. You know, the roly-poly's got me on those Roma 2s. Look at my borage down in there, looking pretty. So, but I'm gonna let that be that, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.